Hello, welcome to Wednesday's show. Now, we spent a lot of today talking about the CES wrap-up. We look back at all of the announcements and the keynotes that happened.
And of course, you know, we were hoping for a lot of gaming stuff. We do talk about that in the loop, but really all the stuff that we expected to hear about never really happened. We don't even know if it existed.
We heard about some stuff like the GPS for the PSP, Skype for the PSP, but we didn't hear any major announcements.
There was supposed to be the new Xbox, the Xbox Ultimate, the Supreme, the Whopper, whatever it was supposed to be.
Which is terrible because nobody can keep track of which Xbox to buy for their kid in the first place.
Plus, I want to know, okay, it was supposed to come with a 320 gig hard drive? What are you going to put on it? What would it be there for? I don't understand.
You can download movies that'll take you, what, 5 or 10 years to put
something like that. But it was still a very interesting CES, but just not as much from a gaming perspective.
Right.
I think that's very safe to say. But there's some other interesting things in the show. The first time we saw Zach going to Hong Kong, which that was a trip I was quite envious of, I have to say.
That was pretty fun. He seemed to be enjoying himself. I didn't see him eating any of the food, but we did see him. I understand he went through the bars.
Yes. Why do I not? I mean, even without seeing him go there, I would imagine that he would have been in the bars in Hong Kong. I'm not saying that's only Zach, but if I were him in that situation, I would do the same thing.
In the world's biggest escalator, which I'm not exactly sure where it goes.
It goes from down to up.
Or up
that
to
was made very, very clear to me by Zach.
Or up to down. Up to down, depending on what side the rush hour was.
It is. It's one of those AC/DC type things. It goes both
I didn't
ways.
realize Hong Kong was so hilly, but maybe it is.
No, there are a couple of big hills there. It's actually quite small and dense and cramped and stuff like that. I've seen that in a lot of the movies. So that was pretty much the sense of what we have on Wednesday's show. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. All right, that was not me driving. I know everyone thought that.
That's why you're still alive. But, 4 tires falling off at once, I think I can die happy now.
I think so, too. I was waiting for Buster Keaton to actually walk out of it. And then
those axles were ready to go.
Yes, they were.
It's going to happen on the freeway.
Coming in at number 4 is a video by ScadShorts.com and the Dandy Dwarves, a group of art and design students from the South.
Enough said. In this sketch, they've created a new toy that's going to alter the development of young males and thus change the course of evolution. Kind of like the light break did.
This is the world of Turbo Heather and Turbo Heather Extreme. Radio-controlled Southern Bells are loose, and the RC world will never be the same. The most awesome, action-packed, fashion-forward dirt racing monsters ever built.
The way my high-speed Heather corners, she'll definitely make it to the ball tonight.
Telmo radio-controlled Turbo Heather and Turbo Heather Extreme. Vehicles and battery packs each sold separately.
I wonder if they're going to soil their petticoats.
Just imagine doing Gone with the Wind with that.
Yeah.
It would just be, it would be watchable.
Much more interesting. Yes, well, Turbo Heather may be awesome, but, it still has nothing on that rainbow slinky. That toy liberated millions of little boys.
Yes, it did. Now in at number 3 today is a clip from the cult classic super violent Hong Kong movie,
awesome.
Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky.
Yeah, if you think American cinema is too violent, then you're going to want to stay away from this 1991 bloodfest, unless, you're excited to see someone cut himself open and try to strangle an opponent with his intestines. And
yes,
isn't really.
That very much excites me, but unfortunately we are not allowed to show you that.
No.
But we can show you this.
Savannah class from the assistant warden. Let's see if you're as strong when you're blind. Ricky, you're finished. Hey, Ricky! Come on, Ricky! You can do it, man! Come on! You're still a goner.
The eye's not going back in at that point.
No, it definitely isn't. And it's making a snag. I think it's worth pointing out that if we could show you that, imagine what we couldn't show you.
But it is available on the internet. And it does prove one thing. Film is definitely more dangerous to our children's fragile minds than video games. Video games are nothing.
Well, let's remember Escape from Bug Island on the Wii.
Oh, touché.
Yeah.
Well, with the New Hampshire primary just behind us and many more to come, politics is the name of today's number 2 item.
Republican Congressman Ron Paul finished in 5th place, just behind Rudy Giuliani. Well, he's not having a great effect on the polls. He is always an entertaining watch during the debates. For example, this fantastic showing at a recent Fox News Republican debate.
A recent poll found that 77% of Republicans disapprove of the idea of setting a timetable for withdrawal.
Well, I don't really care what people say. I don't really watch what them want do.
Congressman Paul, I believe you are the only man on the stage who opposes the war in Iraq.
Yeah.
Are you out of step with your party? Why are you seeking its nomination?
Y'all don't sweat it, don't get agitated, y'all go and rotate, cause anything you want, you know you must get it. From your name I mention, don't ease the tension, y'all run the program, just go and pet it.
And that would be the voice of Sean Paul. And why is that so amusing?
It just is. It's Ron Paul, and then you have that nice, rich voice coming out of it. I wish you talked like that.
Well, that super poetry nerd slang rhyme joke. Oh, internet, you clever entity.
Now, to be fair,
yes,
Ron Paul's anti-government theories and trying to run for president make about as much sense as Sean Paul's island-tinged mumbles.
but not as melodious.
Yes, okay, and finally, topping off the internet today at number 1 is an annual New Year's event in Japan.
Okay, so here in America, we celebrate the New Year by dropping a ball of light bulbs in New York City, and then we stuff our shoes with hay for Three Kings Day. But in Japan, they air a show called Katori Shingo's All Japan Costume Grand Prix, featuring amateur mimes recreating special effects scenes or staging elaborate skits.
Take, for example, this one woman retelling of the Snow White story.
Snow White was showing a little skin there at the end.
Take that, Julie Taymor! And it's cheaper than the Lion King as well.
And the audience was loving it. But when more people get involved, the events get more complicated. For example, here's a group of 9 university students in the same show, and they're performing an Olympic highlight reel.
So cool.
Odd.
I love that.
Odd.
I love that. And it is way more exciting than watching the actual Olympics. You could have a triple cast of that.
Probably had higher ratings, too, than the
Yes,
actual
it would.
Olympics.
Yes, it would.
Well, to get your daily viral fix, you gotta be sure to head on over to g4tv.com/aroundthenet. There you can also sign up for the Around the Net podcast. It's really unavoidable, so you might as well just do it now.
So right now, time for the only news you need to know. Here's Kristen Holt and the feed headlines.
Thanks, guys. Here's what's coming up in the feed. First, all's fair in the format wars, and this time Paramount was caught up in the rumor storm. Plus, your television experience is about to get a little cooler thanks to rapper Ice Cube and DJ Pooh. And we'll find out what happens when you get some Mac in your PS3. It's all coming your way in just a few minutes. But first, back to you guys.
So since we've taken up residence at the AOTS estate, we'd like you to forward our viewer mails to the army of monitor heads.
So we can get videos from people like Justin in New Jersey.
I was wondering, how long have you two been dealing with video games? Does it ever get old?
I think I was just a youngin' when the Atari came into my home.
Yeah, it was 1985 pretty much, and that's when I got the NES system because I wanted to play Super Mario Brothers. But I've been reviewing the games since 1998.
You know what really gets old is that people continue to buy licensed movie games even though they're always going to be awful, and it's really frustrating to us that we're sort of reviewing the same game over and over and over again.
Yeah, like the 8 iterations of Ninja Gaiden.
But you know what is exciting?
What is exciting?
Getting big games early.
Yes, exactly. See, that's the good part. See, like last year, pretty much the summer was like the worst. I didn't know what to do with myself. I started to play checkers. I exercised. I made a friend.
It was a
then
really
BioShock
bad
came
period
out,
of time for
and
everybody.
then I was back to being normal again.
BioShock was just, it brought everything home again.
Yes.
BioShock was the beginning of the flood, and it was a wonderful, wonderful flood.
And thankfully, this year looks like it's going to be better than the ones we've experienced lately.
It's not going to have as many dry periods. Now, there were some pretty big announcements in the keynote speeches at CES this year, and so it's time for our poll question. Now, what was the biggest story at CES 08? Now, you can vote at our website, g4tv.com/AOTS, or you can, of course, text your vote to G4TXT, which is 44898, to vote and register for AOTS live news alerts. Our mildly hostile takeover has only just begun. Stay where you are, there may be blood.
Yeah, like what? Here's what's coming up on today's Attack of the Show. CES 2008 was huge, and we're bringing you expert opinions on console wars and Blu-ray battles in the loop. And Zach heads to Hong Kong to show off some great gadgets you can find for cheap just by haggling like a hard ass. Plus, we're showing off the most amazing home theater setup you've ever seen, and it'll only set you back about $1 million. We're the perfect cure for your hangover when the attack comes back.
Only on G4.
Like this applause thing.
I know.
I want one of those. All right, welcome back to Attack of the Show. Expo will be coming at you live next week. And so we thought we'd practice here at Attack of the Show while Kevin and Olivia are in Vegas.
Now, I really hope you guys did your homework because it's time for User Created.
Just so you know, it's not actually as bad as homework. Instead of term papers, you guys make us videos.
And instead of arbitrary grades, we reward you handsomely with amazing prizes.
Amazing prizes!
They are amazing, though.
Not like normal prizes.
No, they're amazing.
No, they're amazing. For this current user-created challenge, we want your TV show pilots. You can shoot a sitcom, a drama, a completely scripted reality show, because actual reality is pretty boring. It doesn't matter. Just do something and make sure to only use the provided music at Zydio.com for your masterpiece.
Yes, and we're saying this again because we've unfortunately already had to disqualify several entries for using copywritten music. So please, listen to me. Only use the music we're providing on Zydio. Or, if you created your own music, just make sure to let us know with a credit at the end. We do not want to have to ban you if we don't have to. Now, if you've already submitted something illegal, feel free to resubmit a new kosher entry.
Yes, and to give you an idea of what we're looking for, here's a show pitch about a cop and his spiritually inhabited mustache.
In 1865, a vigilante vaquero choked to death while eating a bag of tacos. But now his soul has returned to inhabit the facial hair of a police officer and fight crime as El Mustache. He's intimidating. Freeze, scumbags!
He said freeze, gringos.
El Mustache. Ah! He's tough. He's energetic.
My God. What the hell happened here? I said, what the hell happened here? Mustache, wake up.
What? Oh, so sleepy.
El Mustache! Coming soon.
Prizes earlier. Here's what you'll get if we pick your show as the best.
All right, there's the Simpsons movie, which is now available on DVD, and there's this 8-megapixel Canon PowerShot digital camera.
Yes. That's a little more valuable. Let's hear it for cameras. And you'll also become eligible for the user-created grand prize, which is a 58-inch Samsung Plasma. This huge flat panel is 1080p and has a contrast ratio of 15,000 to 1. Can your television do that? I don't think so.
Yeah, BioShock will look good on that.
Yeah.
So, get going. Go to Zydio.com/user-created for the full rules and details.
Right now, time for the big stories of the day. From HD DVD rumors to the Mac's new relationship with PS3, here's the only news you need to know.
Thanks, guys. It's time to start the feed. turns out the format wars are based on lies. The Financial Times admitted that the recent rumors of Paramount dumping the HD DVD format because Warner's dropped it is not true. Another rumor that was debunked is the story of Sony paying Warner's a ton of money because they thought Disney and Fox may leave them. Also not true. Just goes to show you that war, no matter what format, is never pretty. Attention hip-hop fans, music mogul Ice Cube and legendary DJ Pooh have launched the world's first real-time streaming TV network online called UView Network Television. UVNTV.com uses Microsoft's Silverlight 1.0 platform and is capable of full-screen DVD quality resolution and Dolby surround sound. With real-time transmissions, UVNTV is currently in beta with a full launch expected in the next few weeks. Apple and Sony may have learned how to finally talk to each other, or at least some of their products have. The software company Null River has released a new application called Media Link, which lets you share media from your Mac to your PlayStation 3. The software supports wireless networking of your photo, video, and iTunes libraries, although music with DRM will not play on the PS3. A 30-minute free demo is available on their website, and the full program will cost you $20. Soon, all of us could be running on a lot of hot air. Prototypes of hybrid cars that run on air are hitting the road, and several companies have licensed the technology. The Air car has ultra-strong tanks full of compressed air that release the air through pistons that drive the wheels. Current prototypes get a little more than 1 horsepower and can push the cars up to 70 miles an hour for about 120 miles. And finally, if you've ever wondered if your favorite artist has ever appeared in a rhythm game, you now have a database at your fingertips. MTV has just unveiled a new service, creatively titled the Rhythm Game Track Finder. All you do is enter in a song title or band name, and the Track Finder tells you where to find what you're looking for, whether it's Rock Band, DDR, or the Guitar Hero trilogy. That's it for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Stay tuned to G4 all day and look for the feed ticker at the bottom of your screen. We'll have all the news you need to know as it happens. I'm Kristen Holt, and you've just been fed.
Hey, Morgan.
Yes, Adam?
Do you know what I could go for just right about now?
A nice, hot, steamy video viewer mount from the army of monitor heads?
Not really, but I guess that can do for now.
Okay,
yes.
well, here's Chris from Nova Scotia.
Hey there, Adam and Morgan. You guys weren't hosting X-Play. What do you think you'd be doing?
Well, I probably would have taken my bachelor's degree, tried my hand in the workforce for a few years, and then decided I needed to go back to school for an advanced degree. Maybe in biology. I might have ended up in architecture.
Me, if I wasn't hosting X-Play right now, I'd probably still be in bed crying.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you make money doing that?
No, but that's what I was doing before I got the job.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm kind of glad I have the show as a regard, or I might be a banker, so I'd be in a bank crying.
I had the boring answer. Okay. Now, when you think of Hong Kong, we'll just do more and more questions back and forth. When you think of Hong Kong, do you think of it as a cosmopolitan city of industry, are you thinking? Or do you think of it as a place where mysterious Eastern rituals and traditions meet Western culture?
Well, I think of Hong Kong Phooey and SARS. But thankfully, here at Attack of the Show, we're trying to change that stereotype. Watch now as Zach attacks Hong Kong.
Last year we went to a lot of cool spots, but we wanted to start 2008 right by taking you to one of the most energized, eclectic, and unique places on the planet. Welcome to Hong Kong. Now, over 7 million people call this city home, and they're all packed into an area that's actually smaller than Manhattan, which makes this place very noisy and very crowded, but also extremely cool. It's a city that keeps growing up and up and up and up and up. For 156 years, the British called Hong Kong their own, but that all changed on July 1st, 1997, when Hong Kong was declared an SAR, or Special Administrative Region. That means they have another 50 years before they have to be underneath Chinese reign. That means one thing: East meets West, and it comes together with a bang. One thing that hasn't changed here are the street markets. You can find anything you want, from umbrellas to fake Rolexes to any other designer brand you think you want to have. thing is, prices are negotiable, so make sure you haggle. You can get anything down about 25% as long as you got the skills for it. If you're looking for electronics, Mongkok is definitely the place to be. Here is where new and used are bought and sold, and some of it is actually legal. Now, the iPhone has not been cleared to operate in Hong Kong yet, but if you feel like picking one up anyway, come on down here and you can buy one for roughly $730 US. Then you get one of these guys to crack the network, and it works in Hong Kong. Now, getting around this city is very similar to getting around New York, London, or Tokyo. You use a lot of trains, and the main form of payment is the Octopus card, which is a smart card with a stored money value on it that works with all transport and even works at parking meters and fast food restaurants. Then there's the Central Escalator, which is the largest moving stairway in the world. It consists of 20 different escalators and 3 moving pavements. It is over 2,600 feet long and climbs about 440 vertical feet. It takes you about 20 minutes from top to bottom, and more than 35,000 people travel on it a day. It follows the flow of rush hour, downhill in the morning and uphill in the evening, dropping you off conveniently where you can get your drink on. Long Kwai Fong is the pub crawl district of Hong Kong, and trust me, you can go in and out of every bar and not have a drink in the same place twice before sunrise. I did it last night. It's nice that I can find these happy little places everywhere I travel. Beer, please. Hong Kong is an amazing city. I'm going to be hanging out here all week, going underground into the knockoff world. I'm going to learn about Hong Kong cinema, and I'm even going to take a little kung fu training from a master himself. Will I survive? What do you think? I love you, Hong Kong!
Does that go anywhere? They don't have beer?
I don't know. Where do they not have beer? Oh, yeah, I know a couple places. Yeah, Zach hasn't been there. All right, we're going to have more from Hong Kong tomorrow when Zach risks life and limb and uses hidden cameras to expose the booty of the illegal underground knockoff market.
That's going to be good. Now, coming this Sunday, G4's got the adult world unzipped. As we take you deep inside the 2008 Adult Entertainment Expo in Las Vegas. AEE is the largest convention of its kind, fulfilling all of your adult fantasies.
Yeah, like getting rid of debt. Catch the highlights of this year's show in this 2-hour exclusive TV event as we interview adult filmmakers, industry executives, and of course, the stars. This is your chance to be there without the risk of actually having to admit it. Catch all the action this Sunday night at 10, only on G4. Check out g4tv.com/AEE for info and updates.
I hope they have a lot of Purell at AEE. Just saying. Yeah. Well, stick around because we are going to be right back.
Bill Gates steps down from Microsoft and the PSP gets a much-needed improvement when we discuss CES in the Loop. And we're giving you an Assassin's Edge when Kristen Holt shows off some lethal cheats for Assassin's Creed.
Time's up. Make the call. Welcome back to Attack of the Show. We are live and still recovering from CES. But you know what? We have a little wrap up, and we actually asked you what was the biggest story at CES 2008. Well, according to our polls, our chain of tech pundits, the G4 Laboratories, 33% of you believe it was the death of the HD DVD. You know what? At least now we have an option, right, guys? We know what to buy. All right, now let's go over to Adam Sessler, who's already pre-ordered everything shiny and new from CES.
All right, if it can plug into an outlet, I'm going to get it. There were a bunch of big announcements at CES. Some great games were unveiled, and of course, the format wars do continue. It's time to deconstruct CES. The Consumer Electronics Show is one of the biggest events for gaming news and announcements of the year, and 2008 was no different. Microsoft's Bill Gates kicked off CES with his final keynote address. Despite weeks of speculation about a new Xbox 360 with HD DVD playback and a 320-gigabyte hard drive, the new console failed to materialize. Instead, Microsoft championed its growth of 360 console owners, Xbox Live users, and the progress of Vista as a gaming platform. Meanwhile, Sony's PlayStation Portable continues to evolve with Skype and GPS on the way. And Sony incorporated the new ability to put a Blu-ray disc movie into a PlayStation 3 and copy the film to a PSP or memory stick. But the biggest news out of CES is what didn't happen. Toshiba canceled its State of the HD DVD format presentation after Warner Brothers shocked the tech community by exclusively backing Blu-ray. Will an improved Xbox 360 ever come? And is Sony finally a competitive portable gaming player? Bill, we hardly knew ya. It's The Loop. All right, joining us via satellite to help make sense of it all are our guests tonight. From San Francisco, he's executive editor for Electronic Gaming Monthly, Shane Bettenhausen. And also in San Francisco, editor for Wired's Game Life blog, Chris Kohler. So thanks very much for you guys coming here on the show. Now, a lot of us were thinking going into CES that there was going to be this big Microsoft announcement of like this new Xbox, the Xbox Ultimate, the Whopper, the Extreme. I don't know what it was, but it never materialized. Chris, what happened here? Were we really off base?
I think so. I mean, historically, right? Every CES, Bill Gates keynote CES, and then what happens is that there's rumors beforehand of some huge announcement that's going to happen, and every single year the rumors never pan out. And so I think I don't know why people just keep whipping themselves into a frenzy over these announcements that just are never going to materialize.
No, yeah, I was even wondering like why would there be like a fifth iteration of the Xbox 360?
Shane, right. I mean, are you really? Yeah.
No,
you really
Shane, I was wondering
if with another one.
I can't understand why. I'm sorry about that there, guys. Shane, did you have any indication that might actually happen?
Well, there were some rumors that came out, and they seem pretty concrete. They're from good sources. And if you look at that keynote, it seemed, content light. There wasn't a lot of actual stuff announced. It was a lot of sketches, a lot of funny stuff. It seemed like something had been removed. Whether or not that was the Ultimate or some other HD DVD content, it seemed like I think something was canceled from that conference.
Now, in addition, the Seattle Times also indicated there might be something even bigger, such as Microsoft licensing the 360 technology to other electronics manufacturers. That, to me, struck me as like almost ridiculous, but did that hold any merit with you guys?
I certainly think that it's a possibility that Microsoft might want to do that. I mean, Microsoft is not a hardware company. They want to have, their software, and they want to own your living room. And if that means that other people are making the Xbox for them, I mean, they're taking a bath on the Xbox hardware still. Why not have somebody else, make the Xbox, then Microsoft can just provide the software and the services like Xbox Live?
Yes, no. Shane, do you think there's any truth to this?
Well, yeah, I mean, consider the Red Ring of Death scenario. Like, hardware is not Microsoft's strong suit. They should probably have Toshiba make their consoles for them.
Very good, very good point. Now, moving on to the PSP. Now, they showed off the Skype, they showed off the GPS, they showed off quite a few things that weren't exactly game-related to the PSP. What does this indicate? Are they having faith in it as a game machine, or are they having to expand it to make it more palatable for other devices? Let's go for you there, Chris.
Oh, well, I mean, if you look at have you seen the sales of PSP software on the NPDs? The answer is that no, you haven't, because PSP software sales are not even good enough to get up into the handheld charts, which are totally dominated by the DS. The issue with the PSP is that people are buying the system. People are buying the new slim PSP, at faster rates than they were buying the old one. But I have no idea what they're doing with it, because they're not buying a lot of games on UMD. So, I mean, Sony, I think, at this point is kind of, really being very scattershot in terms of, okay, well, let's put Skype on it. Let's put the GPS on it. Let's add a keyboard. Let's see what it is people want to use the PSP for. Because it is a really, it's a cheap piece of hardware for what it delivers, at $170. And so, obviously customers are seeing some value out of that. And that's what we're seeing with Skype and things like that.
So, Shane, do you think you're going to be running out to get another PSP just so you can, call people for cheap?
Well, you do have to have one of the new slimline PSPs. It's like a memory issue. It won't work on the fat PSP.
That's a very good point.
If you already have one, that is a good point. But I think it's great. I think Skype is a cool feature, and also the announcement that you can put a Blu-ray movie onto your PSP. That's fantastic. That's the kind of thing people have been asking for. And Sony is wise to make the PSP do more than just games. It's an iPhone competitor now.
Now, also, of course,
as far as the Blu-ray movies go, Shane, I mean, what you have to keep in mind is that the Blu-ray movie is going to have the low-res PSP version on the Blu-ray disc. You can't just rip Blu-ray movies and put them on the PSP.
Well, I think the other question is how long is it going to take to actually make that transfer happen? I know trying to get a high-def movie onto my Xbox 360 can be a rather arduous process. But moving on, also...
Well, it shouldn't take that long.
No, well, hopefully
because the
not.
file's going to be on there.
Well, I would like to think so. I need to see that one to believe it. Okay, so the other big thing that obviously happened at CES was the fact that HD DVD lost the support of Warner Brothers, and it looks like Blu-ray is finally getting that edge. Do you think this is going to have any impact between the PS3 and the Xbox 360? Let's go for you there, Shane.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I mean, Blu-ray being the one format moving forward, consumers have been very confused as what to buy. This allows people to invest in Blu-ray, know it's going to last, and PS3 is a good deal as a Blu-ray player and as a console. And I think Microsoft, they are still kind of in bed with HD DVD. They're part of the marketing alliance for that, and if they're going to continue that, if they're going to back HD DVD, they need to continue backing it, or if they're going to go to Blu-ray, they need to make that decision.
Yeah, now Microsoft has indicated that they would consider going to Blu-ray if that really does become the dominant format. Could you foresee that world there, Chris, where actually there's a Sony aspect inside of the Xbox 360?
I don't necessarily think that Microsoft needs to go Blu-ray this generation. I think that Microsoft, if they weren't going to have the leading movie platform inside their box, made the right decision to have neither of them, which let them get the Xbox 360 out sooner and at a lower price, which is really helping them, obviously, in the console wars versus the PS3. Next generation, if Blu-ray is the dominant movie format, if everybody's got a Blu-ray drive and they all demand it, yeah, of course, Microsoft's going to put, they'll put Blu-ray into the Xbox 720 or whatever you want to call it. They don't care.
Well, I can see them holding their nose, though, when they install it. Now, let's just get a final thoughts on what CES meant for gaming this year. Let's start with you, Shane.
It really wasn't that big for gaming. It was more about functionality and about these formats. There were very few games there. So wait for E3 for games. This is not a gaming show.
And for you, Chris, was there anything that you saw like forecasting for games in 2008?
I don't think we necessarily need to wait for E3. I think that GDC will probably bring a lot of big announcements too. But yeah, CES overall, again this year, a few interesting announcements. We see where Sony's going with PSP, moving it maybe a little bit away from video games specifically. But other than that, another CES, another kind of disappointment.
All right. Actually, we have a little bit more time. So if I could get an E3 prediction from both of you, what's going to be the big thing we're going to talk about at E3 this year? If you could look into your crystal ball. We'll start with you, Shane.
Man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be, everyone has a lot of good games. It's going to be, will Sony really have the software this year? Are the big games coming out this year for PS3?
And for you, Chris?
Yeah, as far as Sony goes, it's going to be, the games they showed in 2007. Nintendo, we have no visibility on what their Christmas games are, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have for the latter half of 2007, or 2008, rather.
And at the very least, it's all going to be under one roof, finally, after last year's, odd way of selling things.
Or something.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that, and thanks for keeping us all in the loop. All right, now let's go over to Morgan Webb, who also made up a little shopping list while she was at CES.
Thanks, Adam. Now, next week, we launch an all-new X-Play, and I know you're excited to be getting more of me and Adam all week, but don't forget, now you'll be getting even more Kristen Holt, too. She's going to be coming to you live twice a week, bringing you the best cheats out there. Now, here's Kristen to give you a sneak peek at some of the sneakiest cheats.
Thanks, Morgan. I'm proud to be a part of the X-Play team, and with the new show just around the corner, I'm gearing up to give you all new cheats to help you pwn your favorite games. Here's a taste of what's in store. You want to take a break from looking for flags and get some extra achievement points in Assassin's Creed. And here's me to tell you how to do just that. It's crusade time in the Middle East again, and those pesky Templars are up to no good, leaving you with few other options outside of assassinating every last one of them. This is the brutal and bloody and often beautiful world of Assassin's Creed. Playing as Altair, a master assassin, there are more than enough meat bags to get all stabby with in this game. One of the more difficult assignments you receive is the assassination of Mejideen. It's hard, but not impossible, and here's how it's done. Once you reach the courtyard, you'll see Mejideen ranting about sinners and such on a stage.
They sow the seeds of discontent!
When he turns to scold each of the 4 prisoners, make your way up some ladders to the tops of the buildings to the north. There'll be a guard up there waiting for you. Kill him and find the archer that's below you. Give him the special gift of a throwing knife to the face.
Money!
Now that the coast is clear, you can climb up to the rooftops across the courtyard that are closer to your target. Just make sure you take out an archer before he finds some friends to practice their shivving techniques on your precious internal organs.
Now it's just a waiting game. Hold up until Mejadine's back is to you, then jump down to the stage and pop the Middle Ages equivalent of a cap in his ass. Congratulations! Your assignment is complete and you hardly caused a ruckus, so your getaway should be easy. As a bonus to the slaying, you'll receive the Blood of a Region achievement worth a whole 25 points. I'd say that's a job well done.
If you want more cheats, you know where to find me. The all-new X-Play starting next Monday at 8 p.m. Now back to Adam and Morgan.
Thanks, Kristen. And you know what, if you're just tuning in, no, it's not daylight savings. Adam and I have taken over Attack of the Show, and frankly, there really wasn't a lot of resistance.
No, there was none. All right, we only had to set up one prisoner camp. Anyway, stick around, or we're gonna start killing the PAs. Coming up, tired of taking on the Covenant in your tiny living room? We're playing Halo in a $1 million home theater.
January 25th comes a movie even more manly than My Voice.
Hello, Adam and Morgan. First day to a fun-filled week, huh? My question is, which is better, filming a TV show or doing it live?
You know, there's pluses and minuses to each one, I have to say.
Yeah.
Doing it live is great because when the show is over, it's over. They can't be, can you just do that one thing again real quick? We messed that thing up. You know?
It's like, but you know, that was exactly like 1 millimeter off. We're going to do it all over again. Sound really excited now, but live, there's a fun energy. But then again, people will clap for you. I love that.
You could get them on a recorded show too, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I used to have to drag my mom around when I'm doing tapings to actually feel special. So I want one of these.
So there's pluses and minuses. That's the final answer.
Pretty much that's it. So if you've ever wondered what it's like playing Halo on a $1.6 million home entertainment theater, wonder no more. Here's Joel Gordine to the rescue.
We're in Tarzana, California, where we are going to show you how to design your new living room if you're a trillionaire, because you're going to need $1.6 million. Let's go check it out. What exactly does Goldman do?
Goldman builds the most extreme audio-video equipment in the world today. And what we're doing with this is just putting all of our core technologies together in one room that a client can enjoy. So what we do here is we go ahead and create three-dimensional AutoCADs of everything that the client's going to get so that we can guarantee the way that the structural will be built.
For a mere $80,000, you can set up your living room with a 60-inch plasma and 5.1 surround system. $800,000 moves you up to a mountain of speakers, a digital projector, and a drop-down screen. But for the best experience, you'll need to drop the big bucks, $1.6 million to be exact.
It's like a mini theater in your time.
That's right, and we designed it this way so that people would feel that when they come in.
Now the tech's hidden. Where is everything?
Well, you have 3 of the surround speakers on this side here, and then 3 of the subs below them. Behind the screen you have 5 speakers, and then below the screen you have 4 subs. You have the big subs below the riser here, which kind of give you the impact. In this room we achieve 130 dB.
Can you give us a comparison to how much 130 decibels is?
It would probably be comparable to a jet taking off and you're about 50 feet away. If the structure isn't done right, the room will rattle, you'll start breaking stuff, you'll hear it like all over the house.
So Ty, man, the movies are great. Can I play Halo 3 on it?
Oh yeah, we got it. They did a great job on the audio and video on it as well. Would you like to see it?
Not only do I want to see it, I want to play it.
So if you like lots of sound and you also hit the lotto, Goldman's got the setup for you.
Joel's job.
You have to be freakishly good at Guitar Hero on Expert.
Yeah.
That's just when he starts smoking if he was playing GH3 on it.
He's like a savant. I've said it before, but it never hurts to say it again. Starting Monday, we are going to take X-Play and level up from our all-review format to one that is much more topical and much more comprehensive.
Yes, our all-new Daily X-Play will cover the entire gaming industry, featuring up-to-the-minute breaking news, game previews, first-ever hands-on demos, and behind-the-scenes developer exclusives.
Don't worry, X-Play will still be there to give you brutally honest game reviews along with so much more.
So catch the all-new Daily X-Play every weeknight starting this Monday at 8, and that's only on G4.
Yes.
Check out g4tv.com/Xplay for more info and updates.
Now step aside. This is going to be so much more than a game break. It is time to attack this. First, let's take a look at Kingdom Under Fire Circle of Doom, the 4th installment of the franchise and the first for the 360. The game has taken a change in direction, and it's now more of an action-based RPG than the strategy games that preceded it. You can choose between 6 different characters, experiment with over 50 unique abilities and 60 different enhancements, and there are limitless combinations of spells and weapons you can use to unleash fury on the Dark Realm. Slip into your character's dream state to discover things about yourself and your environment. For example, my character discovered he wasn't loved enough as a child. Aww. Next up is NFL Tour, the game from EA Big that replaces NFL Street. This game offers a lot of the same appeal as that title, incorporating arcade elements and easy-to-use controls, but with a revamped look and feel. The game features real NFL stars, but the gameplay is, it's more simple than Madden. It's allowing the inexperienced football player, the football gamer, a chance to get into the action without getting destroyed in the process. Now, next up, we have Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, originally slated to drop this week for the 360. This title would have been the most interesting release of the week, except it's been pushed and now it's coming out next month. If you can get over the fact that it looks a lot like Oblivion and that some of the hack and slash combat is actually a little simple, this is going to end up being an entertaining way to spend your weekend. On second thought, maybe this is the big title of the week. I now present to you Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. The Adult Swim superhero hits the shelves this week as a fierce litigator who will stop at nothing to win the case. Yes, it is not a lawyer game, following the same format as Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Object, cross-examine, and argue with the best of them, and who knows, maybe you can learn something along the way that will help you get out of a sticky situation with the man. Head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS for info on all of these new releases and more. I swear you will not be sorry. I swear! Don't go anywhere, we are coming right back.
Viewers agree, Attack of the Show is the source for everything you care about.
We really do know what you want.
Attack of the Show, next on G4.
Such a long time.
Ninja Warrior, weeknights at 6, only on G4.
Cubicles. They have good stuff.
They have pretty good stuff.
Coming up on the next AOTS, we continue our semi-hostile takeover and check in with Zach in Hong Kong. Watch as he goes undercover into the illegal underground knockoff market and see if he lives. We don't know.
I have no idea. I can't wait. Plus, we visit the set of the new Terminator TV series, The Sarah Connor Chronicles, and Rockstar Games will be here to give us some hands-on time with the brand new Bully game for the Wii. And we'll get a chance to demo the new mini games that are inside of this new version of Bully.
It's going to be exciting. Now, for all the things you saw today and more, you should go to g4tv.com/AOTS.
So I always want to go back to that thing that we were talking about in the loop. The idea that suddenly there will be Blu-ray, kind of Sony technology, inside of a Microsoft product, be it the 360 or the 720 or the whatever the new one's going to be.
I don't find it that weird because if Blu-ray wins, Microsoft's going to have to do that, and everybody's going to do it. Everybody's going to have a Blu-ray player, and they're in good on Sony, right?
Right. I mean, if you really consider it, they once had the mini disc. They are not very good with new formats, so I think they may finally have it.
Well, Sony actually is a...
Children, I got to look at a home theater that I can only dream of one day having, and it will only be a dream.
That home theater was over $1 million. I wonder how much was spent on the audio equipment, because audio equipment, basically, you could spend an infinite amount of money on audio equipment.
Yeah, and they said it was 1.6 million. I want to know what's the 1.7 million home theater. Anyhow, well, that's
probably pretty awesome.
Yes, I imagine it's pretty awesome. Well, that's it, and yes.
Thanks for watching Wednesday's show. I hope you enjoyed it.